Have you ever seen a moment so shocking that even royalty looked lost? What if everything you thought you knew about the British monarchy changed in one single speech? One quiet afternoon at Buckingham Palace, meant for polished tradition and royal smiles, turned into something no one could have expected. The white roses were blooming, guests were dressed in their finest, and everything looked picture perfect, at least on the outside. But beneath all that charm, something was brewing. The staff moved quickly, whispers filled the hallways, and there was an uneasiness in the air. Then came the surprise no one saw coming: Prince William, standing alone, without King Charles or Queen Camilla, asked to speak. Just that small change sent a ripple of tension through the palace. It was clear something big was about to happen. When William stepped forward, the room fell completely silent. His expression was calm but carried a strange kind of weight, the kind that reminded people of his late mother, Princess Diana. He didn't look like a prince simply doing his royal duty. He looked like a man with something important to say. And he wasted no time. He acknowledged the legacy of the crown and the pride it holds, but he made it clear the old ways couldn't survive much longer. He spoke of change, not just as an idea but as a need. A real one. The monarchy, he said, shouldn't stand above the people. It should stand beside them. And not just in words or ceremonies, but through real action. That's when everyone realized this wasn't a ceremonial speech. It was a turning point. Then, William laid out his vision for a new kind of monarchy. One that didn't rely on a single figure, but on a team. He spoke of Princess and Prince Edward and Catherine, his wife, the Princess of Wales, as central figures moving forward. He talked about a shared leadership, one where responsibilities were distributed and the crown worked more like a team of servants than rulers. Though he didn't officially use the title, William made it clear he was stepping into a regent-like role. He would meet with leaders, attend major events, and represent the monarchy publicly. All this with his father's support. But as he painted this new picture, there was something, or rather, someone missing. Queen Camilla's name wasn't mentioned. Not even once. For someone who had slowly worked her way into public acceptance and had stood by Charles through thick and thin, her absence from William's vision was deafening. The room, already silent, seemed to hold its breath. Was this a mistake? Or was it deliberate? No one said anything, but everyone noticed. And while the audience sat there, trying to process this unexpected turn, something even more shocking happened. Camilla collapsed. At first, she seemed fine. A bit tense maybe, fidgeting with her program, eyes darting around. But as William's words went on, her composure cracked. Her face turned pale, her breathing became uneven, and then she simply dropped forward. The room erupted into chaos. Staff rushed to help her, and King Charles looked completely shaken, calling her name again and again. Cameras captured every second. What should have been a symbolic and hopeful announcement instantly became a dramatic and deeply emotional event. The fallout was immediate. Phones at the palace didn't stop ringing. Press officers scrambled. Conversations behind closed doors turned tense and heated. Some said William had meant to leave Camilla out. Others thought it was an oversight that spiraled into disaster. Either way, her collapse was more than just a health scare. It became a symbol. A symbol that something in the royal family was breaking. For those close to Camilla, it wasn't just stress, it was heartbreak. She had spent years trying to earn her place. Faced endless criticism. Took the blame for scandals that weren't hers alone. And just when it seemed she had finally arrived, when she had become queen, she was silently erased. No explanation. No acknowledgement. Just forgotten in front of the whole world. The weight of that moment was too much for her to bear. As for William, his choice didn't come from nowhere. This wasn't an impulsive act. It was the result of years of watching, waiting, thinking. The influence of Princess Diana loomed large. Her values of compassion, honesty, and connecting with real people shaped everything William said. He had seen the monarchy prioritize image over empathy, rules over reality. And he knew it couldn't continue. If the monarchy was going to last, it had to change. It had to be more human. And that meant making hard decisions, even if they were painful. For William, leading the monarchy into the future meant letting go of parts of its past, including people, even if those people were family, even if it broke hearts. The change wasn't just about public duties. It was about redefining what it means to be royal. That meant highlighting those who truly embodied modern values and leaving behind those who didn't. Camilla's exclusion, then, wasn't just a personal tragedy. It was a statement, and it landed hard. Public opinion quickly split. Some believed it was justice, the final price Camilla had to pay for a past that never quite disappeared. Others saw it as cruel, even unnecessary. But everyone agreed, it marked a turning point. Camilla's decades-long fight for public acceptance ended not in triumph, but in silence. King Charles, meanwhile, seemed to fade in real time. His presence, though still official, felt weaker by the day. His voice wasn't the one being heard anymore. His authority, always tied to tradition, now felt outdated in a world demanding change. His health issues only added to the growing instability. For the first time, it felt like the king was no longer leading, he was watching. But while one figure faded, another quietly rose. Catherine, Princess of Wales, didn't speak loudly. She didn't need to. Her strength came through in the way she carried herself. Calm, poised, relatable. The public saw her as the face of the future. While drama swirled around her, she stood still. And that quiet strength became her greatest power. Outside the palace walls, the world was watching. Social media exploded. News outlets ran with every second of the footage. People debated everything: Camilla's collapse, William's speech, and what it all meant. Younger generations applauded the move toward a more open, emotional royal family. Older generations mourned the loss of tradition. The royal family had never felt more human or more divided. Inside the palace, loyalties shifted like sand. Some stuck with Charles and Camilla, clinging to the old ways. Others aligned with William and Catherine, believing in a new kind of monarchy. The power struggle wasn't loud. It didn't play out in scandals or public arguments. It showed up in the details: who was invited where, who stood beside whom, whose voice mattered. Quiet changes that carried huge weight. And through it all, the emotional toll was enormous. These weren't just public figures, they were family. A family torn between duty and love, tradition and change, survival and sentiment. The scars would take a long time to heal, if they ever did. But in the bigger picture, William's actions marked a shift that couldn't be ignored. He wasn't trying to destroy tradition. He was trying to save it by reshaping it, by making it real again. The crown could no longer survive as a symbol. It had to become something living, something people could trust, relate to, and believe in. And that meant embracing difficult truths, even if it hurt. Still, change always comes with a price. And for now, that price is being paid by the ones who find themselves on the outside. Camilla's collapse wasn't just a fall. It was the end of her role in a story she fought so hard to be part of. William and Catherine now stand at the center, carrying the hope of a modern monarchy. But the crown they carry is heavier than ever. The events of that day will never be forgotten. It was the day the monarchy took a step forward, but also left someone behind. A day when change felt necessary but painful. And though no one can say for sure what comes next, one thing is clear: the royal family will never be the same again. If you found this story as emotional and thought-provoking as we did, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. There's so much more unfolding behind palace doors, and you won't want to miss what happens next.